What's happening, guys? Buckle up, because what you're about to hear is one of the most talked about press conferences in recent football memory. Dylan Gabriel just went viral, and trust me, you need to hear what he said when reporters asked him the question everyone was too afraid to ask. The one about Shedeur Sanders possibly replacing him. This one? Oh, it's getting spicy. So here's the scene. The team just wrapped up another brutal loss. 2 wins, 7 losses? That's not just a losing record. That's a season that makes coaches lose sleep, fans lose faith, and quarterbacks lose their jobs. And right now, all eyes are locked on Dylan Gabriel, because after that performance, people are asking the hard questions, the kind of questions that make even a seasoned quarterback squirm behind the microphone. Let's paint the picture. He threw for 167 yards, 2 touchdowns, 17 of 32 completions. Not terrible, but far from good. And here's the kicker. The Browns managed only 278 total yards. The Jets won the game with 169 total yards. Let that sink in. They beat you with 169 yards. When your opponent puts up numbers that bad and still wins, it's not a defense problem. It's an everything problem, and it starts with the quarterback. Now, this is where it all exploded. After that loss, Dylan Gabriel had to face the media. You know the drill. Tough questions, hot lights, zero mercy. At first, he handled it like a pro. Talked about the game plan, the new play caller Tommy, the rhythm, the chemistry, all standard stuff. But then a reporter dropped a bomb. He asked Dylan, at 2-7, with Shedeur Sanders waiting in the wings, do you ever find yourself looking over your shoulder? The room went silent. The football world held its breath. And Dylan looked up and said, quietly, no. All I can do is control what I can control. That's it. No speech, no fire, no defense. Just those 10 words. But those 10 words broke the internet. Millions watched the clip, analyzing every pause, every blink, every breath. Because in that single moment, you could see it. The exhaustion, the weight, the uncertainty. It wasn't just about football anymore. It was about survival. You see, Dylan Gabriel has been given long, thoughtful answers all season. He talks about execution, play calling, reads, and protection schemes. But when it came to Shedeur Sanders, the potential replacement, his answer got shorter, colder, quieter. That's what fans noticed. Not what he said, but what he didn't. He didn't say Shedeur's not ready. He didn't say I'm the guy for this team. He didn't say we're turning this around. He just said he's controlling what he can control. And that silence, it said everything. Because when you're 2-7, everything starts shaking. The coaches start wondering, the front office starts doubting, and the fans, they start chanting for change. And this isn't just any backup waiting in the shadows. We're talking about Shedeur Sanders, the son of Deion Coach Prime Sanders, a player with talent, charisma, and the kind of name that makes headlines before he even throws a pass. This isn't just a quarterback controversy. It's a cultural event waiting to explode. Here's the catch, though. This team just switched offensive coordinators. They're trying to build chemistry, find rhythm, create identity. Dylan even said it. When you make changes, you're trying to create continuity. You don't want to plant a seed and rip it up before it grows. But at 2-7, who's got time to wait for the garden to grow? Fans don't want patience. They want results. They want wins. And they're starting to believe Shedeur might be the only way to get them. Now, Dylan did have some bright spots, a 95-yard touchdown drive, a slick rollout pass to Jerry, Moments of brilliance that remind you why he's a starter. But flashes aren't enough. Not when you're losing to a team with 169 yards. Not when you're sacked 6 times and can only say, "Yeah, I should have thrown it away." That's not accountability. That's survival mode. And survival mode doesn't win games. What makes this story powerful isn't just the stats, it's the humanity behind them. You've got a man who's worked his whole life for this. Film sessions, weight rooms, late nights, sacrifices, all for the dream of being a starting quarterback. And now, after a handful of bad games, people want to replace him with the next big name. That's the brutal reality of professional sports. You're only as good as your last win, and Dylan's last win feels like a lifetime ago. Meanwhile, Shedeur Sanders is waiting, working, watching. He knows that in the NFL, opportunity doesn't knock, it kicks down the door. And if Dylan keeps slipping, that door's about to fly open. The coaching staff is in a no-win situation. Stick with Gabriel and you look stubborn. Switch to Sanders and you admit the season's over. Either way, careers are on the line. And that's why this moment, this tiny 10-word answer, became the viral clip of the week. Because it's not just about football. It's about pressure. It's about doubt. It's about a man trying to hold on to something that's already slipping through his fingers. When Dylan Gabriel said, "All I can do is control what I can control," it wasn't confidence. It was resignation. A quiet acceptance that the storm is coming. And it's got the name Sanders written all over it. So, what happens next? Maybe Dylan rallies. Maybe he silences the critics, goes on a run and saves his job. Or maybe the Shedeur Sanders era begins and the NFL witnesses the rise of the next great story. Either way, this press conference wasn't just another media moment. It was the spark that lit a fire, and the whole football world is watching it burn.